Welcome.
So, welcome to another Feel It Real Fun episode number 824.
Another exciting episode of Feel It Real Fun, episode 824.
Your questions answered live.
Yours. That's right, yours. Hey, and for the show sharers, thank you guys. Like, seriously, it means heaps to us. Like, sometimes we just wonder why are they sharing, like monkeys doing stupid stuff and not the good stuff, right? But we talked about that earlier this week because Facebook could be blocking your blessing too.
We did do that one.
We did.
Okay.
All right, so
this is our first question.
Oh, really?
Because the other two are just saying hi.
Francis. Francis says no question, but thanks heaps up to lesson 14 of Manifesting Mastery. Boom! Can't wait to read your goodies.
Yeah.
And Michaela, good night.
Good night.
Good night, Michaela. Love ya. Sweet dreams.
All right. So the first question's from Hester.
Hester.
Yeah. And Hester asks, or says, I understand revision, but I do have a question.
We love questions that come from playing and experience.
Yeah,
this is good.
The tools.
By the way, I don't like questions where it's like, well, I want to manifest my... It's like, are you going to email this? No. Right? I don't have time to read that. Well, I don't have time to answer your question.
Yeah.
Right? Go to freedevil.com.
Cool.
Right.
There's Donald. Hello.
Donald.
All right.
Hey.
So, Hester asks, I understand revision, but I do have a question. My imagined life is quite different from my Caesar life. Before I go to sleep, I do revise the entire day. Do I revise the entire day into my imagined life, or do I revise simply to make my current life more enjoyable? Can I do both? Same question goes for daily wishes. Example, I imagine a different career. In my Caesar life, I'm keen to get certain projects in my current career. Is it okay to imagine for both? Does this make sense?
Yes and yes. Thank you, Hester, for asking. Next question.
No.
Okay, let's dive deep. Ready, guys?
Yes.
So here's the cool thing. Back when I used to wipe butts for a living, and for the lady that's going to say I'm demeaning people by saying that I wiped butts, get a life, right?
Yeah.
Because every time I talk about this, she leaves a comment. It's like, if you,
really?
If you weren't so demeaning, it's like.
So she continues to watch us.
She continues to watch us,
but she just
right?
wants
Love
to keep
ya,
putting
right?
you down.
But meanwhile, one of us is putting
butts.
people down. The other one's enjoying life and having fond memories. So back in the old days, whenever I was doing the wiping the butts thing, and I was imagining teaching, It felt as if I was wiping butts years ago, right? Because I was feeling loving teacher, loving puppy dad, loving... I gotta put a buffer on... Well, fuck it. So I was imagining all that good stuff, doing what I do now, essentially, right? Yeah. But meanwhile, I always imagined a great day at work, right? Work went great. Right? Because work was paying the bills and work was giving me skills. And here's a key, Hester. I imagined every job I had, all my little temp jobs, giving me skills as well as paying the bills. So on a daily basis, I was getting insights as well as money and everything else. Right? So that's how I imagined my days. I remembered when I was wiping butts by feeling as if I was teaching full time. Yeah. And I would imagine a great day at work having not only just been like Hazel didn't explode, but also with the whole thing of, man, I learned some good shit today. Like I learned all sorts of things. Yeah. So I imagine going home from work and going, dang, that was a good day, right? Didn't have too many people explode, and just learned lots of good stuff. And
I remember actually a similar feeling. So when I was first started out. Doing my business in Wales, and Sage had a huge expo on in London, and I remembered thinking at the time, if I just learn one thing, it's worth it.
Totally.
Just one thing.
Yep.
And it was such an ace attitude because it's like I went off and I learned about 20 things. Well,
20 things.
That's or 10, whatever. But yeah, it's an ace attitude that I reckon. Just
totally.
And what I'd also like to say, hey, so although you were wiping butts for a living, you were helping people.
Oh, yeah, I loved it. Absolutely.
Every career you've had has had that quality of wanting to help people.
Except for one. That one. Oh. I honestly don't know. Like seriously, but it's a core character trait of mine. Like I don't mind being a knucklehead. Willie Oh my God. Love
D.
you.
Harris Jr.
Willie D. Harris Jr. is here. Love you, pal.
and Tess.
Oh, give Tess our love too. Oh my God. I think about you guys all the time when I'm cooking good stuff. Because I know she cooks you good stuff.
Yeah.
And I think about you when I'm swimming in the pool. Ooh, look at me. I'm getting buff, man. Like, seriously. If you could feel my muscle.
Yeah, look at this.
Yeah, bring it.
You like this one?
Right. So
Cool.
By the way, those of you in Dream Driven Day, one of the early lessons that we're going to toss in, or maybe a little side note, is I want you to imagine having had already gotten gold off of this next lesson.
Yeah.
Right before you do it, right? So before I went to work, I knew it was already a good day, and I got great stuff. Right?
Yeah.
There was the attitude right then and there. And again,
Yeah.
revising at night. Let's face it, some days are probably a little crappy, right?
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, I'm laying in bed just imagining like Hazel didn't explode.
Yes.
Yay! Or she exploded at what, 3:05? Boom!
After you clocked out.
That's right. Love ya. So,
Cool. I'm actually going to put this Bubs down.
all right. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, 1, 2,
He's got a
three.
handle. It's great. By the way, I saw Stella Jim had joined in. Welcome, Stella. Max is watching. How you doing, buddy?
Cool.
Boom.
Excellent.
Max, I tell you what. You and you've got to come to Australia, dude, and we'll go shopping.
Yeah.
I mean, can you imagine
can go
shopping with
him.
me?
Buy things
This
like
is
this,
great.
Max.
I don't go far.
Lovely.
20 minutes. Other than that, you got to drive or she does, right? But seriously, I am good fun.
Yeah.
All right.
The next one's Carolyn. How to be still and surrender and unbothered by the world of Caesar.
Oh my God! So I'm going to dive into Dream Driven Day again. Just a little tiny thing from a little tiny bit from a big lesson, right? By the way, all the slots are gone except for 2. They may even be gone by now.
Oh, really?
Yep. So
Oh,
that's
wow.
within 24 hours of release, guys.
gone.
Bang.
Yeah.
So how to be still and surrender. You are the stillness. Let's recontextualize things a little bit. You are the stillness that all movement happens within. Right? If you're trying to be still, it's because of what? You get it? You're the stillness. You're the ocean that all the waves are within. So here's the thing. When you notice, okay, be still and know. Be still and notice you are God. Be still and notice what you're imagining. You're the stillness.
Yeah.
I am eternally still. What I honestly am is always still, even while talking. All this movement is set in motion by an imagining. That's the cool thing. So how to be still and surrender and be unbothered.
And bothered by the world of Caesar. Yeah.
Here's the other bit. Ready?
Yeah. Oh.
How could you possibly be upset by an echo? The echo is only echoing what you've previously put into motion. So, Teresa, let me run with this. Can you win the lottery if you choose to, or any money contest, and be very honest, please? Yes, we've had people win the lottery. Okay? No. Okay? I find most people think the lottery is a false god. In other words, if I get my soulmate, if I get my lottery, then nothing. Then, watch this. Ready? I'm going to tie these two together. How to be still and surrender, be unbothered by the world of Caesar. Okay? Most people think if they win the lottery, nothing will bother me again. I'll toss money at it. Right? It's like the welfare thing in the United States of America. By the way, I grew up on welfare, not picking up on anyone, but tossing money at a situation doesn't change it. What changes something is this. You get it? So how to be still and surrender?
And be unbothered by the world of Caesar.
That's a non-stop thing. And philosophically, remember, philosophy drives technology. Somebody write this down. Philosophy drives technology. When you get everything physical, including this dog, is an echo of something that we've imagined. You got it? There's the thing right there. Everything physical is an echo. And so how can I be bothered by the past?
Yeah, that's cool.
Right? I can be. Right? I can be bothered by her past, my past, his past. I was
Then it becomes a bit like Lot's wife. You remember
Oh,
the
yeah.
past.
There you go.
Yeah.
Lot's wife. Okay, let's preserve
Yeah.
the past.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Cool. So great on asking that. And again, for the most part, I'm going to suggest skip the lottery win. Right? Because for almost everyone, almost all the time, and I don't know everyone, so I can't say all the time. Thank you, Joe. Philosophy drives technology. The lottery win is nothing more than a cop-out. Neville said to use the imaginal, to discover, to use imagination as your daily currency.
So next, Gary says, do you have preferred shape?
Yep, orange. By the way, what's really cool, guys, let's talk shape-shifting for a second. I suspect one of the reasons why I have a lot of fun with this is because I've done some other things that are fun and useful. I actually trained with Native Americans to learn survival skills. What I found that I was learning was also philosophical skills. In other words, every basic skill to survive in the woods, rubbing two sticks together, making cordage, edible and medicinal plants, all of those Virginia's playing with Gaza. So all of those skills had philosophy involved with them. The philosophy behind fire was all about the masculine, the feminine, the spark within, stored sunlight, revealing the essence of you. Cordage was all about breaking down what keeps things rigid. Cordage, I made cordage out of dog bane. I've made cordage out of milk weed. Stiff plants, right? But you make it right, and it's suddenly pliable. What you are is pliable. What you are is the stillness. You get it? We don't do something to try to soften up the hardness. Discover that you are the pliableness. It all fits in. So when Gaz asked about preferred shape, oh, goody. My preferred shape is teacher. Shape-shifting, I'll shift into the shape of loving husband. Okay? And there's a lot of ways to play with this. But literally what you're assuming, you could drop the word state and use the word shape. Just for fun.
Yeah, got you.
Philosophy behind sunlight and fire. Oh my God. Remember, you know what's cool? Every day I carry into the house stored sunlight. In other words, wood. It's very heavy, but it's stored. Okay, here's a gift for you. Ready? Stored sunlight is heavy. If you're storing within what you desire to actually shine, to express, you're going to feel heavy. Every person I know that's into depression
Feels heavy. Yeah.
they're feeling the world is crushing them. They're holding in what they actually want to radiate. Think sunlight. Got it?
That's
So
cool.
Kaya, am I better with connecting with a wanting feeling rather than a specific imaginings? Cool. Let me run with it the best I can. My general feelings, loving teacher, loving husband, loving puppy dad, I'm not a big fan of my general feeling is happy. Because if I walk in the house and she's quiet and I happy, why is she quiet, right? Versus loving husband gets to go, right, let's assume she's doing whatever she's doing, right? Processing a recipe, going through a spreadsheet, just thinking about something nice to say or do to me with an outfit, right? Right? Yeah. Meanwhile, look at that over there. So where was I going with all that? Oh, yeah, general states, right? So this whole thing of general states, I've got 3 that run my entire life. If somebody reminds me, I'll post up a link to the GIF recordings for Manifesting to the Max because the power of purposes goes into that. And besides that, don't hide from your specific desires. So many people hide from their specific desires by going, I'm just imagining happy, joy. Well, what do you want? A pepperoni pizza with anchovies made with really good Italian cheese, right? On chorizo too, right? Yeah. But I don't believe I can get that, right? So I'm going to pretend I don't have a specific desire. Ready? I have no desires, Mr. 2020. I just imagine happy, joy. In other words, you're hiding from it. You get it? My specific desire the other day was chicken. Everything worked out, so I got the chicken, right? Everything. But if I said, my general desire is to be happy, you get it? Yeah. And I'm not saying you're doing that, but I'm saying I see this all the time in the LOA groups. Just imagine happy, joy. In other words, Neville says test yourself. I say play. I am not big on testing because that implies failure. I'm big on
it implies
play.
Doubt as well.
Absolutely.
To me, yeah.
Yeah, totally. I'm totally with you. And doubt is nothing more than I hope it works.
Yeah.
A turd with icing.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
How was that?
That's good. And Gaz has got one more question.
Oh,
Other than the standard stuff like 50% off traffic, etc., what are you imagining? Now, Victoria.
What are you imagining now, Victoria?
Oh.
All right. It's the 50% off and stuff. That's me. Right?
That's 20.
That's right.
What am I imagining now?
Ooh.
I'm imagining getting out into the garden more, actually.
Ooh.
I haven't been out. I used to constantly live in the state of garden girl. And then I got sidetracked, things started happening, and I fell out of state. And it's like, I haven't gone back to it for about 6 months.
Guess what?
And, So I'm looking forward to stepping back into that state and getting out there and accomplishing some stuff. So that's one of the things I'm imagining now.
I've noticed that, she doesn't, I'm just finding out about this,
Yes.
but I've noticed she's been spending more time just standing looking out there.
Yeah.
Like she's seeing through the eyes of Garden Girl. And this is another biggie, right? Little thing from Dream Driven Day. I'm imagining being a millionaire, and yet everything's like, you get it? If you're actually moving into a state, if you've actually moved into a state, you will see through those eyes. She's moved back into Garden Girl more. I watch her just stand out there.
Yeah, I do.
You get it?
And it's not like that far off stare. It's like checking a
Yes.
spot or...
Totally.
Yeah, so.
All right, so here's one. I am going to make an example. I am longing to live in a town where I love living. Therefore, I walk around in the state as if I was with no specific town in mind. Is that okay? Sure, cool. That I really appreciate that. I imagine being home. I did not feel at home where I used to live. Well, it wasn't a bad place. They weren't bad people. I didn't feel at home. So I kept feeling home. That's all. I ended up here. I didn't know here existed. I didn't know she existed. But I was just imagining home.
Yeah.
And suddenly, here we are. This will be fun, right? Because there was no way to figure out the hows there. How do I close all that up, open all this up? How do I deal with immigration?
Yeah.
How do I deal with, it's going to cost me about 10 grand to work through all the legal crap? Good Lord. Moving around the world ain't cheap, right? So even if you just put all your shit into 2 little suitcases and do what you do. But, boom.
Yeah, I had a similar but different, because when I was in the UK for 10 years, I was happy, and I had my own business, I had friends, all of that and stuff, but it was towards the end I realised, because every 2 years I used to come back to Australia to see everyone and everything, and it got up to the 10-year mark or 9 years, and I suddenly thought, I just caught myself thinking, I still call Australia home.
Yeah.
Why am I here? If that's how I really feel.
Yes.
And so then it was pack my bags and came back here. But yeah, so a similar sort of thing in a way. It's just never 100% comfortable over there.
When you find home, you find it. And there's the thing, just moving into that. Teresa says, by the way, so you're telling me don't try to win the Powerball, but let imagination decide the outcome source. That's what I'd suggest. It's sort of like, here's the thing. I am always asking the question, how do I let this be about me? Always. Versus how do I make my book a bestseller? Now, how do I be a best-selling author? I got a guy right now, he's written 4 books, right? Yeah, they're not doing crap, right? And he says, why aren't my books doing crap? And I said, what are you doing? And he says, well, I'm imagining my book's doing great. He says, why don't you imagine you being a best-selling author? Right? Now, one out of 2 things will happen. Those old books will do great, or he'll write the bestseller. Okay? And here's the thing. I have old stuff. Hidden away on the internet, stuff I haven't, quote-unquote, sold in years. And there are people that bother me for it. Right? Interesting. Right? Because I'm not promoting it. I've actually just let it die and hide in little cubby holes. And I go, yep, maybe some random Tuesday I'll bring it back. Don't have the time. Right? I'm a very busy guy. That's funny. But here I am imagining living from Worldwide Impact. Andrew Maxwell has joined the show. And guess what? These old products even. I have people that email me all the time saying, hey, how about this? I had one guy who says...
He found something.
Yeah,
you had someone who found something really old and bought it, and it was like, whoa, how did you find that?
Yeah, how did he find that? He actually found a link that worked. Hey,
Yeah.
Andrew Dad's watching. Be good.
Oh,
All right.
careful.
All right, so...
I got one more thing, what
Yes.
I really like, in response to Teresa about imagining the lottery win or whatever it is.
Yep.
What I really like, what you say is, really, what is it you really want? Like by getting the lottery win, how would your life be different? How would you be seeing, how would your world be different? And live from imagining that state, like doing the things that you really want to do or whatever
Totally.
they are. It's not the lottery win that's going to necessarily give you that. So
I find it fascinating. And again, I'll tell you the counter argument. I'm not going to be that guy. Ready? There's some statistic like 90, 80, 90, 100% almost of lottery winners end up broke and bankrupt within so many years, right? Fascinating statistic. And every time I mention that, people go, well, I won't be that guy. I say, right, why don't you just skip all that, right? And really I create wealth. And you may pick the right Powerball numbers. That's cool. Again, we had a guy that did that 6-figure winner.
Yeah.
He taught his neighbor how to do this. His neighbor won 5 figures in Keno. I don't even know what a Keno is. But cool, right? Good story. But that was his actual thing. He just wanted to nail that. Mm-hmm. And by the way, he wasn't just imagining that. He was putting a lot of other things in motion, right? And it's just like the soulmate thing, right? It is exactly like the soulmate thing. I'm imagining being in that great relationship with them. What else are you imagining? Nothing, right? Well, imagine up a bunch of other things. Like Neville says, imagine up a rich, fulfilling life. And imagine being in a lovely relationship, happy husband, so on and so forth. But don't make it about them. Mm-hmm. Okay? Make it about them.
Always
Highway to
make
hell.
it about you.
Always.
Yeah.
That's all it's about anyway. Right? Boom. Alrighty. Hi, Max. Action gets generated from that too, right? Totally. Now, here's the thing. I'll give you a sneak peek into some of what I'm working on here. Your stillness, right? All action happens, you're the ocean. All action happens within that, right? Now, here's what's cool. Neville talks about a movement within God, right? It's the imaginal movement, okay? It's not... I don't think most people get how important that is. Okay, I don't meditate to calm down. Somebody write this down, because this is gold. This could really bless a lot of people. I don't meditate to calm down, right? I don't. Okay, I feel it real to move. You get the difference? I am not that calm of a guy, right? But at the same time, I'm not anxious, right? You're very generally not anxious. Sometimes I have an upset. We all do. But here's the thing. I am meditating to calm down. I am meditating to calm down. That's like being on a little raft in the middle of a stagnant pond. On the other hand, I feel it real for movement. Let's call that surfing. You get the difference? Whoa, right? That's called alive versus I'm in the middle of a stagnant pond, right? I remember being on a cruise ship and picking up Cuban refugees, right? I didn't pick them up. The crew did, right? You get it? Yeah. But in the middle of the ocean, they're on a raft. They've lost their oars. They've lost their sails at this point. They're in the middle of the freaking ocean. And they're trying to get from Cuba to Florida. And the cruise ship stops and goes in circles until they circle them or something. I don't know what they do. But then they put them on the boat. And here's the thing, right? I meditate to calm down. What does that imply? That you need to calm down. On the other hand, I feel it real to move. What's that mean? I'm doing something, right? I engage. I go to the dog park. Anya was here. What do you see me do? Hi. Yeah. What happened this morning? Chick walks up with a dog. I didn't even recognize her.
That's right.
Hi, puppy. Hello, beautiful. Yay. Yay. Yeah. Whoa. I'm like, it's you. Wow. Yeah, this girl was completely different compared to the last time I saw her. And imagine lovingly, right? But she was completely different. But you don't get past me. You don't get within firing range and not get a hello, unless you're one person. And then we duck, right? We put on the ninja outfit. So, all right. And Virginia says, TT, is that like what Neville or Native American called journeying? I would say so. Again, the tough thing is there's so many Native American, quote-unquote, teachings out there that are just New Age crap that... It's like I'm so reluctant to say this is like that because there's just so much crap out there versus like honestly moving. I find the real things always work in with quote unquote real things, which what I mean by that is philosophy of plants. One of the 7 secrets of plant medicine I used to teach was what you need grows close to your hut, right? Which is really cool because we're walking down the road one day and I'm teaching, I used to do these things called weed walks, right? And on a weed walk, we would be identifying medicinal and edible and utilitarian plants. Utilitarian like dogbane, it'll kill you if you eat it, but it makes great cordage. Dandelions, great for medicine and also eating. But the one lady says, tell me about this flower. And I says, well, that flower, right? And I tell her the color blue, so on and so forth. I says, when I look at that plant, what I see is good for someone who's depressed. Right? That's basically a medicinal plant, which is great if you make tea out of it. It's good for depression. Look it up, so on and so forth. And I said, do you know who lives there? And they said, yeah. And I said, tell me about them. They said, they're depressed. right? My ex-father-in-law, he had liver problems. Right outside of his window grew violets. Violets are an amazing source of vitamin A, right? When Steve died, the violets left. There was no need for them.
Oh, wow.
Right? And he hated them, by the way. That's the funny thing, right? But yeah, philosophy drives technology. Real philosophy always works in quote-unquote reality. And that's the key, right? Just notice, I'm meditating to get my stuff. You're just not, you're imagining it's not here. Versus I feel it able to move. It's these little tiny philosophical things that make a massive difference. And for some reason I rambled about that. I hope it gives to somebody. Boom.
Oh, that's nice.
All right. The plant thing. The plant thing, that was 7 Secrets of Plant Medicine. I might have a printout of that somewhere. I don't dare say send me an email if you want it.
No. Let's see if we can find it.
Yeah, cool.
Excellent.
So, Victoria, let's call it a day.
That's it. So
All right, that
hope
was
you
good
had
fun.
a goodie show. We love these. If you do,
I had a goodie show.
think up some goodie questions
That's
for
right.
next week.
That's
Cool.
right.
You had a good show?
Yeah, as my friend Richard used to say, I don't know about you guys, but I'm going to have fun. So,
Yeah. Okay.
that's right.
So what we'd like you to do right now, type in below,
Type
what did you learn, what you learned about you, and what was your best bit?
your best bit.
Type that in.
That's right.
Meanwhile, go to freeneville.com.
You might as well say manifestingmasterycourse.com.
Join us
There
in
was one seat 10 minutes ago.
manifestingmasterycourse.com. There's one
it may
seat
be-
left
yeah, it
in
may-
Dream
it may be
Driven
gone.
Day.
It might
It's
be gone
probably
already.
even gone. So,
Yep.
give that up. No.
For you guys that got in, stay tuned. Check your
Yeah,
inboxes.
yeah.
Kaboom.
And for refunds, go to feelitrealfun.com.
That's right. Everyone said it shall prevail.
Yeah.
Except for Victoria. She
Says
nailed it.
twice.
That's right. Stillness is who we are. Yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
There's such a fundamental difference between I want you to meditate and calm down and like, right, this is what I am, right? The only thing I can do is get wound up. You get it? Yeah. That's it.
Cool.
No need to calm down. Just like, what kind of waves do I want to make today? Boom. All right. Oh,
Okay.
Doug, excellent. You guys are typing in good stuff. Love you.
See ya.
See ya. Boom. And up. Boom.